CEO of INVESTA, here to bring you a quick update on our platform. I've been receiving questions regarding what's the difference between our trading platform and the rest of the big platforms out there. For example, Binance. Although Binance has a very nice platform and it looks very good, there are major differences between our trade room and Binance's, mainly because the lack of tools for proper technical analysis. Yes, we understand that beginners might not need this, but advanced and medium traders would like and appreciate the difference between a limited tool and a more advanced tool. Now, regarding Binance, although it is a very good platform, there is not much tools that you can use. Yes, you can see some indicators, some oscillators, some moving averages, and perhaps other tools, but not a lot of tools. You can do some lines, some trend lines. You can use a Fibonacci line, but you don't have Fibonacci retracement, extensions, areas. And well, those are tools that proper traders use, and there's a reason for them. So going back to our trade room, our pro room provides you with these type of tools. So for example, we have pitchfork tools, Gantt box, Gantt square, Gantt fan, Fib retracement, trend base, Fib extension, Fib speed resistance fan, Fib circles, and of course you have patterns where you can actually draw proper head and shoulders, or a ground formation for reversals, an ABCD pattern, and so on and so forth. So it is pretty good to have all of these tools at your disposal. So using those tools, I'm going to show you something that I've been asked, and lately I've been asked regarding what is going to happen to Bitcoin. And is it done? Is Bitcoin dead? Should we dump Bitcoin and go back to fiat? Well, I cannot give you the answer to the question if Bitcoin is going to come back up tomorrow or today or in the next 10 minutes. But I can tell you something. The past proves a lot, especially in technical analysis, and although the past is no indication of what the future may bring, it is a good way to see what could potentially happen. There are tools at your disposal in the INVESTA platform that will show you and will help you improve your trading skills. So let's go quickly to expand to full screen so you can see it better. There you go. This is us today. This is Bitcoin. Today is, here we go, is June the 14th, 2018, and currently the price of Bitcoin is at $6,620. You can see the parabolic movement, the retracement, the correction of the market. Then we had another jump up. It went all the way back to the same support level. It made a breakout, hit resistance, and went all the way down to 6,000. And now it's a bit back up, right? Nothing new here. Now we're going to jump to something very quickly, and this is 2013 and 2014. Do you see the differences? This is now. This is 2013, 2014. Late 2013, all the way throughout 2014. Again, this is today. This is, well, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So, do you see the similarities here? You see a parabolic movement, a retracement, correction of the market, a trend line break, hit resistance, and then we went down. Look, parabolic movement, retracement, and correction of the market, hit resistance, and we went down. Okay, what happened here? Same thing that happened a few months ago. So we started at $75 per Bitcoin, we had a massive parabolic movement all the way down to up to 1,173. Then we went all the way down in a correction move to $346. We broke out this trend and we went bullish, and it was an optimistic market until we hit a resistance at about 680 or 679, and then we never again saw this nice price, and we went all the way down. We broke the inner trend line, we went to the outer trend line, and then we even hit the long-term trend line. But then what happened? Surely but slowly the price recovered, staying on top and above of the long-term trend line, meaning that although we were in a short-term bearish market, it was indeed a bullish market. And that's what I want you to understand today. Yes, if you were here, you would cry desperately that we are in a bearish market and Bitcoin was going to crash, or here, or here. And it was the end of Bitcoin. But it wasn't, because in fact, we were in a bullish long-term trend. But there was a correction, and corrections happen when you have parabolic movements. And that's the reason why we are not scared that Bitcoin is going to go away tomorrow. So, what happened? The market kept going up. Yes, the differences were not huge. We never again saw for a few months this type of movement. And then what happened? It was stuck in here along the long-term trend line. Wasn't much here, up and down, and it started to go up, and we broke the 700 resistance. Then we went up and up and up, and then, oh my god, it just went ballistic again, and it kept repeating the cycle. Now we're going to go back to now. Exactly the same. Parabolic movement, retracement, the first breakout happened, hit resistance, went all the way back down. So we can expect one very important thing to happen in the following days or months. Well, first of all, you're not going back to 19,000 tomorrow. So let's get that out of the way. Now, second of all, you are right now in a short-term bearish market, and I'm calling it short-term because this is just about a few months. You have to look at it in the daily, in the monthly time frame. Do not look at it in the minute. So in the long term, we are bullish. The long-term trend line is bullish, and price action hasn't been even close to the long-term trend line, and this might happen. So we might see some movement up or down, and in waves, of course, and it will be surely but slowly go all the way back up until we hit another move, which might happen in a few months, or it might happen in a year. That's the big question. So just to wrap it up, no, Bitcoin is not dead. No, Bitcoin is not going to zero. Most likely is that once we broke the outer trend line, we're going to go to a long term. That is a possibility. As time passes, long-term trend lines go up, so the possibility of going way too down to 3,000 or 4,000 as time goes by, it's going to be less. But still, we could very well go all the way down to 4,000. I believe that it's going to take some support around 5.9 or 6,000. We've seen a bit of support here. If it holds, we can go all the way up to the outer trend line and continue back up in a very quick recovery by September. Or we're going to go down, and then surely it will go up, and then we can see another parabolic move like here. It went down, stayed in the long term, and suddenly it went up and up and up and up and up and up, and it went off the chart. And then it moved all the way to 2,000, 3,000, and you know the story. It ended up in the at 19,400. Now, if you see this parabolic move, imagine that you cannot see the future. So we're here, about here right now, right? About here. right? And you see the move, and you say, oh, this is the end. Look, the good old days. And now look at that, and now look at that. Yes, that's going to be difficult to get back to those prices. Well, this massive parabolic move doesn't even register here, somewhere along these lines. Doesn't even register. It is a speck in the timeline. So it's not even here. It's nothing. And in here, people were crying that this was the end. So it is just a brief update to put everything in perspective. Now, going back to our platform, another question that I had was about volatility, and why invest in Bitcoin, or why invest in Litecoin, or why invest in Ethereum? Well, that's a very difficult question to answer quickly, but there's a tool that we have and provide that will give you a better way to understand it. You can compare. So if we go here and let's compare ETH, right, there it is, and let's compare Litecoin. There we go. So we're going to put it with a better color. We're going to put it in blue, a bit thicker, and we're going to do the same for LTC. Let's put it in red, a bit thicker. Okay, I'm going to put it in percentages, and we're going to expand it. Okay, remember, price action is the Japanese candles of Bitcoin. Then we have red, which is Litecoin, and then we have Ethereum. What does this graph tell you? It shows in percentages which is more volatile and which isn't. So if you can see this, well, Litecoin was the most volatile when Bitcoin was pushing up, and now they're pretty similar. All of them follow Bitcoin, but this will give you a better perspective. This will tell you that although, for example, here we had a rise in ETH and Litecoin was going down, it was 230 and ETH was at 300% at that time. And although we do have harmony in the way that it moves all of them, you can see that Bitcoin went up and Litecoin was just parabolic in a straight line, and Ethereum had a very well, it went up all the way up, but a lot less radical or violent that it was Litecoin. Therefore, it tells you that Ethereum, for example, was less volatile than Litecoin. So it's very simple, and with a quick glance you can say that, for example, if we look at this point of time, well, it was less volatile than this. Yes, it moved without less volatility. So if you were not looking for a quick buck here, and you wanted a steady gain, you would have invested in Ethereum instead of Litecoin. So that's the main difference, and that's what you use this for. Well, there are several reasons why you could do this, and you could use this type of tools, but it is a quick one just to give you an example. I'll keep you updating with more tools and what we're doing. Some exciting news coming up this week. I'm sorry, next week. So please stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye bye.